Several days have passed since Kenna's takeover of Lycos Castle, and her forces amass for battle.
Zenobia's still refusing to be specific, but it's obvious she's expecting Luther to return soon. He could arrive tonight for all we know.
So soon? Will the army be ready in time?
Stomach soldiers, mercenaries and Aurelian fighters have been arriving in waves ever since we claimed Lagos. King Tiv and his forces arrived late last night. We also have the fighters from Aurel.
That you do 500 of our best.
You're welcome.
Helena and her soldiers should come out of hiding. She's no longer a wanted woman in Lagos.
Worry not. A force of 500 Thorngate soldiers arrived this morning.
And 50 of my best assassins arrived last night.
They did? I didn't see them.
Well, that's rather the point of assassins, isn't it?
Ada and I have also put out the word to the townsfolk, seeing if there is support for our warrior queen. And I'm pleased to say we were very successful.
It's a bit shocking, but we actually found 200 townspeople willing to join your army.
You don't know Kenna very well, or else that wouldn't shock you.
I'm honoured, and glad to see that Nevraki's family hasn't completely crushed their spirits. Now, tell me about your ships.
His ships are lumbering whales. Ours are darting marlings.
We can use that speed to our advantage. We just have to outmaneuver the larger ships. Even though they're only troop transports, Luther's ships are bound to have a few big cannons among them. But if we keep our ships moving, they'll have a hell of a time hitting us.
Exactly. We'll pick them apart like gulls at a picnic.
That's all well and good. But Whitlock says Hex has ships that can fly. How will we counter those?
Yes, Whitlock. Have you found any way to bring down Hex's airships?
Actually, I have, thanks to Rowan.
Oh?
I realized that what I needed was a machine that could fire a very large arrow with incredible force. Rowan introduced me to her best bow makers, and we built several ballistas, essentially huge crossbows.
Huge crossbows? Tell me I get to shoot one.
Sounds like just what we needed. Good job, Whitelock.
I knew you'd think of something.
With the few bow makers and supplies that we could scrape together, we were able to make 5 ballistas.
That's fewer than I'd like.
It's a great deal more than we had. Thank you. Both of you.
I'm glad we were able to help.
Well, I'd better check on my soldiers. Make sure they're not standing around looking pretty.
As everyone takes their leave of the tent, Kenna pulls Whitlock aside.
I wanted to see how you're doing.
Me, fully functional, terrified, certainly, but...
I'm talking about the ballistas, Whitlock. Are you sure you're alright making weapons of war?
It had to be done.
Maybe so, but still. I don't want you to end up like Hex.
I won't become like her, Kenna.
Whitlock looks at the floor.
And I know I won't because of how sick I feel about what I'm doing.
Kenna places a comforting hand on his shoulder, and the two of them step out into the afternoon sun. As Kenna walks out of the tent, she stops in her tracks.
Kenna, what is it?
He's here.
Along the beach, towards the edge of the camp, striding towards Kenna is
Dom!
Dom quickens his stride, and they close the distance at a run. Kenna reaches Dom and wraps her arms around his neck, pressing her lips against his. Dom returns the embrace, pulling her closer, deepening the kiss. After a long, breathless moment, they pull apart. Keeping their eyes closed, Kenna leans her forehead against his.
I wanted to do that for so long.
Me too. I wasn't sure you were going to make it back in time. I'm glad you did.
Well, my social calendar is pretty big these days, but I figure I had to at least make an appearance.
Kenna pauses, feeling the time spent apart hanging between them like a chasm.
Dom, I have to know, did you complete your training?
Mostly.
Mostly? What does that mean?
It's complicated. There's more for me to learn, but I've improved my control.
That's good to hear.
Dom looks around at Kenna's camp, which bustles with soldiers.
Looks like you were pretty busy while I was gone. You going to introduce me to your new friends?
Of course. There are a few old friends too, and I know they'll be eager to see you.
I can't wait. One thing first. I'd like to spend some time with you, and only you later. Think you'll be able to slip away after this?
I might be able to swing that.
Sounds like a plan. Now let's make the rounds.
Kenna finds Val near the city wall, throwing knives into a tree trunk.
Wonderful. I heard the human catastrophe was back. Light any loved ones on fire lately?
Val!
I know we're all supposed to just pretend like that didn't happen.
Right, like I'm supposed to forget that you tried to kill me.
You give Kenna so much as a hot foot again, and I'll finish the job.
I'd never hurt Kenna. How can you even think that?
Maybe because I watched you roast her like a chicken right in front of me.
Stop it! Right now!
Dom and Val both jump, looking at Kenna guiltily.
You're being childish.
Which one are you talking to?
Val, if Dom hadn't done what he did, Vasilios would have killed me.
That may be true, but if he hadn't lost control...
I'm not denying that he made a mistake, but Dom's been training to make sure it never happens again. Now, you two don't have to forgive and forget, but you do have to stop snapping at each other's throats. In case you forgot, we're about to go into battle against a man who slaughtered the rulers of 4 kingdoms. If we're going to survive this, we all have to be able to work together.
Reluctantly, Val holds out her hand, and Dom shakes it.
Truce?
Still gonna kill you if you hurt her again.
Val.
But I'll wait till after the battle. Promise.
Good enough for me.
A horn sounds nearby, and Kenna turns to see a column of soldiers marching into her camp, led by Helene.
She actually came. This is...
We're under attack?
Dom jumps in front of Kenna, raising his hands before him. Blue fireballs bloom to life against his palms.
He's going to attack Helene. Dom, no! She's on our side.
What?
Dom turns to look at Kenna, the fireballs spluttering out.
She's what?
She doesn't work for the Navrakis anymore. She's come to fight for us.
You can't be serious.
Helene signals for her soldiers to stay back, and approaches Kenna cautiously.
I remember you from Stormholt. Dominic, isn't it?
Yes, I remember too.
Gracefully, Helene takes a knee in front of Dom.
What are you?
I do not deny I have wronged you, nor do I ask your forgiveness. I only hope that by fighting alongside you, I might find some kind of redemption.
Dom stares at Helene for a long moment.
Does she really mean that?
I have no doubt.
Dom extends a hand, helping Helene to her feet.
Welcome to the right side, Helene.
Thank you, Dominic. I am happy to be here at last.
Dominic and Kenna walk out to the edge of the water, where shipbuilders are hard at work outfitting Kenna's fleet with Whitnock's ballistas.
Boats. That's new.
Wait until you ride in one. They move so fast. It's like flying.
Coming through! Shift yourselves lest you want a good knock upside the head.
Kenna jumps aside. Kalani walks by, carrying a stack of wood planks on one shoulder. She heaves the wood onto the sand. Dusting off her palms, Kalani grips Dom's hand in hers.
You must be Dom. Kailani Kiawe. Good to meet ya, finally.
You too. Wow. Firm handshake.
How are the ships? Ready for battle?
The ships are ready, and my fighters are itching to get on the water.
Does this mean I'll get to see those signature moves of yours soon?
Well, maybe we could give you a little preview. Oi, Noah! Come here!
Kalani grabs a wooden board and sets it upright in the sand. Noah joins them in a moment later.
You're making a little fence over here, Kai.
Whip crack maneuver.
Ah, got it.
Noah and Kalani grasp hands, and Noah spins in place, swinging Kalani through the air.
Hi-ya!
Kalani's foot connects with the plank of wood, breaking it in half.
That's what you call a little preview.
Gods, why even bother with weapons? These two are like human cannonballs.
Huh. I like this man, Kenna.
Kalani grins, slapping Dom on the shoulder.
Looking forward to seeing you in action, fireman.
Likewise. Also, ouch.
Dom, do you remember Queen Rowan of Thorngate?
How could I forget such a formidable warrior?
Rowan clasps Dom's hand warmly.
And I could never forget you, Dominic. I owe you a great debt for saving Thorngate Castle from the flames.
You don't owe me anything. I did what anyone would have, okay? Anyone with the ability to control fire with their mind.
I must go. There's much to do to prepare my people for battle.
With a quick bow, Rowan turns and walks away.
Intimidating, isn't she?
Does she make you feel short? She makes me feel really short.
Ada, how go your preparations?
My people are equipped with grappling hooks and climbing spikes. Get them onto one of Luther's boats. They'll do the rest. Now introduce me to your handsome friend.
Dom, I'd like you to meet Ada, Raiden's sister and queen of the Lycos underworld.
Ada, that's an interesting name.
And a well-learned one, I assure you.
Did you earn it for your speed or for our habit of biting people?
Would you like to find out?
Ada laughs, patting Dom on the cheek.
Keep a close eye on this one, Kenna. I have a terrible habit of stealing pretty things.
I'll keep that in mind.
Your Majesty! We've got to stop meeting this way.
Next time, instead of a battle, we'll share wine and secrets in the Stormholt throne room.
That sounds lovely, and it better not be a false promise, because I will hold you to it.
Tavan shoots Dom a grin.
Ah, Dominic, you're looking as fierce as ever. Ready to put on a fire show?
You know it.
Then I'll be sure to snag a front row seat.
My queen, Dominic.
Jackson kneels before Kenna.
You may rise, Jackson.
The soldiers, I mean, what they wanted me to say, on their behalf, of course, is, well, they never dreamed they'd be so proud to fight for you. But they are.
That's very thoughtful of them. Be sure to pass along my appreciation to the soldiers.
Jackson walks away, a spring in his step.
Something tells me that message didn't come from your army.
I got that feeling too. Severin, ready for battle?
The real question is whether battle is ready for me. For too long, my axes have gone thirsty. Tonight, they'll drink the blood of our enemies.
He lumbers off, audibly psyching himself up.
Glad he's on our side.
Me too. I can't believe I actually beat him in combat.
Are you sure you did? Maybe combat beat him.
If he hears you, I can't protect you.
Whitlock emerges from a tent, with the Mechator rumbling behind him.
Is the Mechator ready, Whitlock?
You tell me.
Seems ready to me.
Kenna finds Barissa outside the tents, napping on her back, paws twitching in the air.
Who wants a belly rub? Barissa does.
Kenna dives onto Barissa's belly, waking her up with a surprise petting.
Does your security know that at any time their queen might get their face ripped off?
What are you talking about? Barissa is my security. Aren't you, Barissa? Dom, why are you standing so far away? Afraid of her?
Yes, absolutely yes.
After Kenna finishes making her rounds with Dom.
If you still want some one-on-one time, meet me at the Forest Edge in an hour.
Why in an hour? Dominic Hunter, what are you planning?
A surprise fit for a queen.
Then I can't wait.
Nearby, as Kenna's army prepares for battle, Val carries the baby Kraken's jar down the pier.
I'm taking you back where you came from. Of course not. It's the right thing to do. You do understand that, don't you? Don't be like that. You got to go. Because I can't protect you during the battle. Between you and me, I don't know how this battle's gonna go. If it goes bad, I just want to know that you'll be alright. Even if I'm not. So I guess this is it, little guy. Time for you to go home.
Bubbles swim up to the top of the jar, one little tentacle reaching out to curl around her thumb.
Come on, don't go making this harder.
Val crouches down at the end of the pier and gently tips the bubbles out of the jar.
Go on, get out of here. I promise to come visit. If I live through this, I mean. Bubbles hesitates, then dips underneath the water. Val
Val watches his little purple shape swim away until it's gone from sight.
So long, little guy.
With a final wave, Val turns away from the water and nearly runs into Raiden.
There you are. What were you doing out here by yourself?
Nothing!
Are you alright? You look like you're about to cry.
You look like you're about to get punched in the face.
On further consideration, I find nothing notable about your current whereabouts or behavior.
Damn right.
Val shoves past Raiden and continues down the dock, scrubbing hastily at her eyes. After meeting Kenna at the edge of the forest, Dominic leads her by the hand.
This way, your surprise awaits.
I do like surprises, but I can't be away for long. If Leon discovers I've run off into the woods to spend time with you, he'll kill me. Or you. Actually, he'll probably kill you.
Then you've got nothing to worry about.
Well, I am kind of fond of you.
Only kind of fond? Is that how you really feel about the one you love?
Kenna tugs on Dominic's arm gently, and he stops. She steps closer, placing her hands on his chest and looking up into his eyes.
You're right. I'm more than just kind of fond of you. I love you, Dom.
I love you too, Kenna. Now, are you ready for the surprise?
Are you kidding? I'm dying to find out what you've planned.
Dominic leads Kenna a little bit further into the forest until he comes upon a clearing with a small fire in the centre. Several pieces of skewered chicken roast over the flames. Beside the fire stands a hastily constructed wooden booth, and beyond, a large rolled-up banner hangs between the two trees. Dominic rushes over to it.
Welcome to...
Dominic unfurls the banner, which says Beltane Festiva.
The Ballantine Festival. Well, Festiva. Technically, because I ran out of paint.
Kenna stands there silent.
I just thought, well, we went to the festival together when we were younger, and we had such a great time. And yeah, I know it's the wrong time of year. The booth is shabby, and the sign is...
This is amazing, Dom.
It is?
I can't believe you did this. Do you think you could show me around?
Of course. What was I thinking? Where would you like to begin?
I don't know. Between the food and the booth, there's just so much to do at the festival. What would you recommend?
Let's enjoy the chicken and ale.
They both sit beside the fire, where the chickens are roasting.
That fire feels nice and warm, doesn't it?
Actually, I wouldn't know.
Oh, right. Forgot. Fire carrier.
It's probably about the same as when I sat in a pool of lava.
Okay. Now you're definitely going to have to tell me what happened on your journey. In the meantime, I believe I was promised chicken?
Right. Here you are, Kenna.
She smiles as Dominic hands her a chicken skewer and a tankard.
I don't know which I like more. The chicken or the ale?
The two of them talk as the fire pops and crackles, enjoying each other's company.
Shall we move on to the next attraction?
By all means.
Let's enjoy the wish-making booth.
Dominic stands on the other side of the booth and adopts an accent.
Hi, welcome to me wish-making booth, my lady. What might your name be?
Oh, I am Caitlin, just a normal girl of no royal lineage.
What a normal commoner's way of phrasing things. Would you like to make a wish, Caitlin?
I very much would.
Dominic hands Kenna a bird-shaped parchment and a quill. She discreetly writes her wish along the rings.
Dom. Traditionally, there's a firecracker inside the bird. I believe I throw my bird into the sky, and if my wish is going to come true, it catches on fire.
With a flick of Dom's wrist, he summons a small fireball in his palm.
Don't worry, I've got that part covered.
Are you sure? I mean, before...
Kenna, I've been training under a master of fire for weeks.
Of course. I just wanted to be sure. Here goes.
Kenna steps into the clearing and throws her bird into the evening sky. Dominic hurls the fireball into the air and it swirls around the bird. The paper burns slowly, the ashes catching on the wind and dancing away like fireflies.
That was impressive.
I aim to please, so what did you wish for?
I'm not telling. Then it won't come true.
Later, Dominic and Kenna sit side by side, staring into the waning embers of the fire.
This has been so wonderful, Dominic. Thank you for doing all this. It's beyond sweet. But I should probably be heading back soon.
You're right. Leon's probably already put a bounty on my head.
Dominic stands up and helps Kenna to her feet.
Another year, another successful Ballantine Festival. Festiva.
This year's was by far my favourite.
The two of them walk away back to camp together. As they're walking, Dominic hears an unmistakable "Prah" in the sky above them.
Dom, did you hear that? It sounded like Pidge.
How could I have forgotten? I made a new friend as well.
Dom whistles 2 short blasts, and a moment later, Blaze touches down on a nearby branch. He eyes Kenna curiously.
Dom? What?
Kenna, this is Blaze. Blaze, this is Kenna. He likes you.
But...
You act like you've never seen a bird made of a living flame before.
He's awesome. How did you...
I'll tell you all about it later.
You'd better.
Dominic pets Blaze for a bit, and then he flies off happily. As night falls, Kenna and Dominic arrive back at camp, where Leon hastes to meet.
My queen, I need to speak to you about your soldiers.
Good to see you too, Leon.
Welcome back, lad. Surprised I didn't run into you earlier.
I was... busy.
Kenna suppresses a smile.
What about my soldiers, Leon?
All this waiting around and staring at the horizon, just waiting for Luther to arrive. It's making them restless. They've been fighting for a long time. They're doing their best to hide it, but I can see weariness in their eyes.
Sounds like it's time for one of your famous speeches. They need to hear from their queen.
Then they will.
Kenna steps forward. All around, people turn to look at her, and a hush falls over the camp.
Soldiers, friends, this campaign has been a hard one. We've travelled many miles, fought many battles, and lost many good people along the way. But now, our ultimate goal lies within our grasp. Soon, we will finally free the 5 kingdoms from tyranny. No longer will we be at the mercy of Luther and his lackeys. No longer will we suffer and die to serve a tyrant's cruel ambitions. When Luther is beaten, we will once again be the masters of our own fates.
That's right! No more groveling to that murderous king or his cronies!
Cheers and whoops of approval sound throughout the ranks.
I fought beside many of you at the Battle of Stormholt. Others stood by me at Thorngate, Ulriel, and here in Lycos. This coming battle is nothing compared to the rest. In the past few weeks, we fought 3 of Luther's most dangerous allies, and we've defeated every one. Hells, we don't even have to fight our way into a castle this time. We just need to sink a few ships. If you ask me, Luther doesn't stand a chance.
All around them, soldiers from all over the 5 kingdoms and beyond cry out their support.
Freedom for the 5 kingdoms!
Make the Blood King bleed!
Prepare yourselves, my friends. This battle will be the beginning of a new age for the 5 kingdoms.
The camp rings with applause and cheers. Kenna turns to Dom and Leon.
How was that?
That'll do.
I'd say so. Yeah, this army looks like they're ready to follow you to the ends of the world.
Dom reaches over, clasping Kenna's hand.
This battle isn't an end. It's a new beginning. For all of us.
A horn bellows in the distance.
That sounds like it was coming from one of the towers.
Come on.
Kenna and Dominic race through the camp towards. A few mows later, at the very top of a coastal watchtower. Kenna looks through an enormous spyglass, and at first are unable to make anything out across the vast ocean. But gradually, wisps of smoke enter into the field of view, followed by the sinister, unmistakable shapes of warships.
Oh gods.
What is it? Kenna, what do you see?
Luther's navy. He's here.